Welcome to the Academic Success Crash Course Series presented by the Office of Academic Skills at Washington College. Today's video is Rebounding from Midterm Grades, and we will go into detail about how to handle it and make a plan to move forward when your midterm grades aren't what you wanted them to be or thought that they would be. The basis of why we have this webinar is because if you feel like you have a lot of control, your brain clears the way and helps you try new things and keep trying until you find something that works. But when we feel control is external to us, we are less likely to persist and see it as an uncontrollable setback. Why is this important? Because there are things we don't have control over, but we can use instances of those times in the past to reflect and plan for the future. And when something happens that we don't have control over, we do have control over our reaction and subsequent action. Even when you initially think you don't have control over something, like a grade or your time, pretend like you have control because you have control over your reaction, maybe not initially, but you can come up with a plan. Maybe you don't have control over as much of your time as you'd like, but you can compensate for that by taking control of the time you do have available and finding out how to make your use of time as efficient as possible. That's just one example. Take a moment to pause this webinar and write down at least one thing you had control over from early in the semester and how you can change in the second half. Write down at least one challenge you can anticipate that you'll need to figure out how to have control over. The first step of moving forward productively into the rest of the semester is identify what are you feeling about your midterm grades. Take time to feel that feeling. It's okay to feel it. In a little bit, I'm going to tell you that you need to get over it, but initially, take the time to feel it. Hopefully you can use that feeling to motivate yourself, and we'll focus on that in this webinar. What other feelings are you feeling? Do you have feelings about how the second half of the semester might be different? Again, if you anticipate things, this helps you plan, and that's a super valuable step. Step 2. There are a ton of reasons why you may not have done as well as you wanted, so let's identify the areas that you can improve that will have a big payoff in the remainder of the semester and even in future semesters. Are you too busy? Are you not focused and not managing your time? Did you not set goals? Do you have too many classes? Are you involved in too many activities? Do you need to use tutoring but didn't get around to it? Do you struggle with writing? Are you overwhelmed with stress? These are just a few examples out of many, many things that students often determine they need to focus on to have the effects of their grades that they desire. Take a moment again to pause this webinar. Based on the areas you just identified and any changes that may occur in the second half of the semester, like a work schedule or different things in your personal life, maybe your coursework for the rest of the semester is more, or anything else that would change. Based on those things, what are some other areas that you may want to or need to focus on? Step 3, make a plan. Once you know what areas you want to work on improving, let's make a plan to improve them. These things should include using your resources like meeting with faculty members, using tutoring available in the Writing Center, Quantitative Skills Center, Office of Academic Skills, your course mentor if you have one in one of your classes, our academic skills tutors, meeting with your advisor, using the counseling center. What you want to do is try to identify multiple ways to improve each of the areas you identified in step 2. You definitely need to ask for help during this step. You should be talking to your professors. Whether you're asking for help or not, clue them into your plan. They might have suggestions, or they might give you the benefit of the doubt somewhere down the line. Make sure you're writing down your plan. When you're busy and stressed, that plan will disappear into the depths of your brain where it can't help you. A plan is helpful, but only if you use it. Post it somewhere where you will see it. Make it the background on your laptop, set a reminder note on your phone, whatever you need to do to make sure it's an easy-to-follow plan. Here's an example of what your plan might look like. Make sure you're specific about what resource and when you are going to use it. You should also make sure that for every area of improvement you identified in step 2, you have something in your plan for that. Ideally, multiple things to address each item. Step 4, adjust your expectations. You need to be realistic about what you can get this semester in each class. Here's an example. If you have a C+ in a class right now, and less than half of the points for the semester are left able to earn, you may still be able to earn a B, but an A probably isn't reasonable. However, if you have 3/4 of the points still left to earn, an even higher grade is possible to earn. That's why it's so important to make your goals course by course, because your current grade, the points left, and your strengths in each course are different. Once you have a goal for each class, figure out what that would make your GPA and determine if that meets your standards for yourself or your goals for this semester. If not, figure out if you're able to put in more effort somewhere to bring up a grade in 1 or 2 classes to meet your overall semester GPA goal. Then, you also need to look at the goal the other way around. Figure out what you will need to get on every major assignment in order to meet each of your class grade goals. Make your goals and make sure they're in line with your plan that you set. Keep in mind that you may need to alter your idea of success based on the points you've already earned. What kind of assignments are left? You'll also need to think about dealing with certain setbacks and changes and what that means. It doesn't mean that some kind of challenge isn't a problem, it just means that you're going to be able to work through that time with minimal or moderate disruption to your academics. Step 5. Remember in step 1 when I told you I was going to tell you to move past that totally legitimate feeling? That's now. And the purpose is to help you stay focused. Try to keep personal crisis out of your way. This doesn't mean that there aren't things that are going to get in your way, but the important thing is communicating with your faculty, an advisor, or someone who can help, even if it's just telling you about options with leaves of absence if it's necessary. So if there is a personal crisis that is unavoidable, there are resources to help you with that. But beyond a true crisis, once you've identified areas of improvement, made a plan, and adjusted your expectations, which should include our current circumstances with remote learning and, possible health issues, then you need to move forward or figure out what you will need to do in order to be able to move forward. Some things you might need to do to move forward. Maybe it's make a schedule, have specific goals, but definitely be flexible. You might have to drop hours at a job or take less credits. You can withdraw from classes until a few weeks before finals. You can check the school website or check with your advisor for that deadline. Finally, be resilient. Try and see the beauty in your storms. Think about what you have going for you or what you have that you can use to your advantage. There are tons of people and resources at WAC who are here to help and help you figure out a plan for whatever you need. If you're not sure who can help, ask your advisor, your friends, the OAS, the counseling center, or really anyone at WAC that you know. Ask them who can help you with your current situation. Here are a few big takeaways from this crash course. You have control. Even when things are out of control, find something you do have control over. Identify the way you're feeling about your grades and areas that you can adjust in order to improve them. Make a plan about how to address these areas, then adjust your goals based on the grades you have, the points available in the semester left to earn, and your current circumstances, along with the plan you made to improve. Then follow through and use your resources to meet your goal, and use the people around you if you need help identifying those resources. It sounds cheesy, but it is sincere. We are here for you and eager to support you however we can. If you would like to go into more detail, please visit the Office of Academic Skills webpage and make an appointment with an academic skills tutor.